JHK here for the AllStar, and joining me right now is undefeated UFC featherweight Lerone Murphy. Lerone, man, it's been a long damn time, man. It's good to see your face. How you doing?
Long time, bro. Every time I see your face, it's fight time, innit? So it's good to be back here and obviously fighting this time round.
Now you're in the middle of fight week. Can you take us through kind of like the rituals you have, or step by step of what you do before you actually get into a weight cut?
So I'm doing the I'm doing the water loading now, 9 liters a day. Just and then I'll do one session at about around fight time, which would be 6:30. I do a short pad session, probably half an hour, just to sweat. And then Thursday I'll do a light bath in the evening, and then Friday it's the weigh-in time, innit?
Yeah, and is it easier to sweat out there at Abu Dhabi?
I've not really been outside other than in the morning to eat some breakfast, but we've just been in the hotel. But you got the air conditioning, you can turn that on full blast, put the sweatsuit on, and you're dripping.
Okay, all right, all right. Nothing like you do as in superstitions or anything like that before a fight?
Nah, I'm just chilling in the hotel. It's good to not be at home and have a million things going on. I'm just literally just chilling, playing some Call of Duty, FIFA, just relaxing, man, waiting for the time to go.
For sure. That's a good combination of games. Now, let's go back to earlier this year. You fought in one in January. They booked you a fight for August.
Mm.
Then that fight was rebooked for September. That
Mm.
fight was canceled because of visa issues. How frustrating was that, man? How emotionally draining was that couple of months?
Man, it was hard. I think I'd done like 16 weeks in total. The first date was supposed to be August 14th in the UK, got cancelled. They pushed it back maybe 3 weeks or something. So that was going to be in Vegas, and then everything just got left to last minute, the visa and stuff like that. So I got my visa now, and I feel like I could have got it. Paddy Pimblett got it is in time, and why couldn't I? Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is. We're here now, but just doing a 14-week camp, not getting paid anything, and it's expensive. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man.
Yeah, it is definitely expensive. I think a lot of people don't shine a light to that. You know what I mean? These fighters,
Mm.
they go through these long camps, and when they're canceled last minute, they might not get paid. They might get paid. Who knows the situation? For
Mm.
yourself, you did not get paid. Now you have to go all in on this camp. And
Mm.
with everything that's going on in the world, right? Did you ever consider like moving stateside or moving to Dubai?
No, not really. I kind of thought that everything would blow over eventually. I didn't think it would last this long anyway. But it's not looking like we are seeing a bit of light. But I feel like with America getting locked down now to vaccination only, they're gonna have to move the fights because there's a lot of fighters that don't have the vaccination. So they're gonna have to. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna go on.
Yeah,
We'll see.
exactly.
We'll
It's
see.
confusing, right? Because everything
Yeah.
changes like on a weekly or monthly basis. In the UK, I know you guys had a lot of problems.
Yeah, everything's just changing and it's just problem after problem, but hopefully we can get to the end of it soon.
Do you mind, or yeah, do you mind just fighting in Abu Dhabi for the next couple of years? Is it like a home away from home?
I love it here. I love it here. The hotels are the best hotels I've stayed in. The hospitality is good. The weather's good. The stadium is amazing. There's a new stadium, Etihad Stadium, what I fought in last time. Like, what more can you ask for? Other than the only way I'd want to fight in the UK is because of the home crowd, and then in Vegas because of it's just a sick place to fight in it. But other than that, Abu Dhabi's a spot.
So after that last fight, very impressive performance. A lot of people expected you back much quicker, maybe within the next 4 months after that, maybe around April or so. What happened, man? What kept you out of competition?
I had a little concussion. Well, not a little. I had a concussion. I got back to training too early, so that prolonged things. I ended up having that concussion for maybe 6 months. He actually offered me a fight in May, and that would have been the perfect opportunity, but I wasn't ready. So my health comes first, and then we just pushed it back and we got the fight in July, but which didn't happen. So been out of the cage for what 9 months now. I can't wait to get back in there.
For sure. And with the concussion, how did you get over that? How did you rehab something, so sensitive as the brain?
It's just time, really. Time heals all. No heavy impact. And I went to some place in Manchester that helped, that specialised in concussions and stuff, and just got the brain working. 'Cause it's a muscle, just got it working again how it should be.
All right, that sounds good, man. And you've been doing your whole camp, I see, at Manchester Top Team.
Yeah.
Do you have any other spots that you train at, or did you add any spots?
No, I used to train in Phuket, Thailand, Tiger. I used to do a bit there. I used to do a bit at Alliance in America, but it's like with all this COVID restrictions, it's hard to move about, which I would like to do. I'd like to get the best bits from everywhere.
For sure. And yeah, Phuket's opening back up, so maybe you'll be out there real soon.
Yeah, man. Hope so.
All right, for this camp, who did you have as like your main training partners?
I've got a UK GB wrestler. He's a southpaw. Done a lot of rounds with him. A lot of the Russian guys in gym, like we don't have to go anywhere. We've got some good wrestlers here. So I've done most, well, all of my 5 week camp in my gym.
Yeah, man, that's I think there's some kind of security that you have with staying at your gym and
Mm.
not having like the outsiders come in and because right now it's the COVID era, so
Yeah,
it's risky. And your
exactly.
opponent, Makwan Amirkhani, he's an interesting character, man. He's a guy that scraps, but outside the cage, he does have some extracurricular activities. Have you had any run-ins with him in the past, or did you watch him fight? You know what I mean? Were you a fan of like his style?
I've watched him fight plenty of times years ago, and he's a good fighter. He's dangerous, and he's a specialist in what he does. So we know what we're up against. We know what type of matchup it is, and we're ready. We'll see what happens on the night, innit?
When I talk to other fighters and other, and coaches, and we talk about the featherweight division and guys coming up, your
Mm.
name pops up. And especially they talk about your fight with Zubera, your UFC debut, of how you showed
Mm.
so much in that fight. And then after that fight, you continually improved and showed much of yourself. Do you feel a sense of more confidence that you can go in there and wrestle with somebody like Zubera and you're going to have to go and wrestle against Amir Khani?
Yeah, that gives me more confidence. I feel like Zubera is probably one of the best wrestlers in the division. If you're talking all out wrestling, and I was able to get up from underneath him. I was able to stop a few of his takedowns too, and I feel like even at that point in my career, my wrestling was down here. My wrestling's gone a lot higher now, so I feel like I've got a better chance in this fight against this style of fighting than I did back then.
Since your debut, you've had 3 fights in the
Yeah.
UFC. Where have you improved the most, do you feel?
Feel like my all round understanding, just even when I go back and watch them, like the first fight, just like everything down to my distancing, striking, my grappling, probably my grappling really. My grappling been something I've worked on mostly because obviously that fight was a draw, and I felt like if I had better wrestling, better grappling, I would have took that fight. Obviously,
Now, in the featherweight division, the top 15, a lot of people complain about the inactivity of the fighters in the rankings. How much of an annoyance do you think that is for fighters that are sitting right at the edge? You know what I mean? Someone that's trying to get into the rankings, get into that top 15, does it bother you?
for me, I feel like the inactivity is more towards probably 5 to 8 rather than the other end where I'm trying to get into. So it's not really affected me as such, but I can see why people are annoyed, and I feel like there should be a thing where if you're not fighting for a year, 2 years, then you should be moved out of that. You're stopping people get that are active getting to the title.
And how far do you think you're from facing somebody that is ranked?
I feel like a big win here, and I fight a top 15 guy. I feel like I'm there now. I fought for the best. Well, these are going to be four of the best fighters outside of the top 15, in my opinion. Every single one of them's got a massive experience, and they're all dangerous. So I feel like they can't deny me a shot at the top 15 after this one.
So how do you see yourself making that impressive performance, against Amir Khani?
It's got to be a very precise, patient performance, and show my growth really, and show that I'm ready to face them guys. And I feel like this is the perfect fight to see where I'm at. For me, there's no pressure on me. I just want to see where I'm at in terms of this division and the level I'm at. So when I fight Makwan on Saturday, I'll know where I'm at. I don't feel no pressure.
So he's somewhat of a barometer for you to measure like where you are at right now with your skill set.
Yeah, exactly. So I fought Zubera, who's a wrestler, 2 years ago, and I've not fought a straight wrestler since. So for me, it's like a gauge and to see if my training's working or whatever.
Yeah, when you look back at the matchup that you took, they're very interesting. Like the Ramos matchup, a lot of people thought he was gonna come in there and take you down, but that didn't
Mm,
happen. And
mm.
the Douglas Silva, they DeAndre, whatever. Man, that's a
Yeah,
long ass
but
name. Yeah, DeAndre, man. I thought he had a different name, but yeah, DeAndre. That fight was a wild one too, man. So you had a mix of a lot, right? So
yeah,
this one is just gonna be some more of that.
exactly. So I feel like I've experienced with that last fight that made me experience some deep waters. It hit me quite hard. I just felt like experience wise, that's what I needed. I needed the 3 rounds, another 3 rounds under my belt, and just time to get better. Just think more tape to work on and watch back. And I feel like that last fight made me grow. So I'm a better fight today.
The last fight when you got hit and you took some hard shots and you were able to kind of power through it,
Yeah.
does that give you more confidence in your chin, or you're just like, man, I'm not trying to get hit like that anymore?
No, I ain't trying to get hit, bro. Like you only get one brain. I'm trying to look after my brain. I'm not trying to get hit like that. But it just going to them deep waters it just levels you up as a fighter, and you because you know you can do it, and wherever this fight goes, I'll be ready for it.
Which fight in your last three do you feel like there was like a turning point of somewhat in any of your skill set?
I'd say the first one. The first one made me real. Obviously, I knew I needed to wrestle more anyway, but that was like I felt the level. I felt the level of a top UFC wrestler, and that made me up my game because if I wouldn't have fought Zibera at that time, I probably wouldn't have put in as much as if I have into the wrestling. You know?
Not much time left, man. A couple of days, you step back in, you do what you
Yeah.
love. Big pay per view, 267 Abu Dhabi, your second home. Let's get it,
Mhm.
Laurent. Thank you so much for the
Oh,
time.
thank you, brother. Thank you. I'm ready.